Bet anywhere with TVG. The country's divided.
Mohaymen's going to win the Florida Derby.
No one can agree.
Nyquist is the way to go. Nyquist got no shot.
By the way, you're not actually picking Nyquist.
I told you I still am.
Nyquist is the best of the West.
Nyquist won it.
Nyquist takes the San Vicente.
Mohaymen is the beast of the East.
Mohaymen absolutely dazzling.
Who is the best 3-year-old in the country?
As of right now, Mohaymen has no shot of getting Nyquist's head up.
Mohaymen's here, everyone else is here.
Mohaymen pulls away.
And we feel like we have home court advantage because Nyquist has to travel across the country.
So Nyquist remains unbeaten.
If we go down there and beat Mohaymen, you know, we're going to get instant respect.
TVG's All Access Undefeated is brought to you by Cash Call Mortgage and Shadwell Farm.
Having Nyquist makes it so much easier to jump out of bed and come to the barn. Having a horse like him, you realize how blessed you are every day. He's such an amazing horse, and he was born a true leader.
Nyquist at the top of the stretch is the leader, the brilliant son of Uncle Mo.
Impressive effort.
The great thing with Nyquist, he's got good gate speed.
Nyquist from the inside gate is very fast.
So he can put himself in a good position. If there's a lot of pace, he can sit in a good spot.
Nyquist now goes up alongside.
If there's no pace, he can go to the front.
Nyquist hopped out of there very smartly.
You love having a horse that can leave the gate there quick.
And they're off in the San Vicente. Nyquist came out smoothly. Nyquist takes the lead. The champ's in front by a half length, and he's tugging nicely.
When you've seen some of his races, even at his debut, Nyquist definitely has a killer instinct factor.
Past the 3/8 they go, and Nyquist the leader.
A horse on the outside, and they eyeballed their turn for home.
They come to the top of the lane now.
Nyquist turned him away.
Nyquist won it.
Another win for Doug O'Neill. Nyquist winning the debut.
I think the questions of his ability to get 2 turns kind of floors me because he's already done it twice. Once at Santa Anita here in a grade 1.
Nyquist calls on all his class. They hit and hit for the wire. Nyquist was all hot, and Nyquist won it.
Once in the Breeders' Cup, which supposedly is the best 2-year-olds in the world.
Nyquist and swiped onto the wire. Nyquist has won. He's a champion. As Doug O'Neill watches on and celebrates the victory. So Nyquist remains unbeaten. He is now 5 for 5.
Track's been a little dull lately, but they put a lot of water on it last night, yesterday. Mohaymen gives us all confidence like we've never had before. He just does everything right, and he hasn't lost yet.
Mohaymen did it.
And Mohaymen will win the Nashua. Mohaymen has taken over the lead. He's 3 for 3.
Mohaymen absolutely dazzling.
Mohaymen takes the fountain of youth.
Mohaymen the winner by 2. And the Tappet Colt is going to stay undefeated.
Mohaymen is a special horse. He just takes my breath away every time he runs.
Mohaymen just takes off. Mohaymen pulls away.
Mohaymen with a 2-length lead.
We've been pointing Mohaymen for the Florida Derby since we got here.
Mohaymen now 5 for 5.
Nyquist, he's just the horse that is determined to be first at the wire. Being undefeated going into this, and Mohaymen's undefeated going into it. So one of us are going to have a loss. I think other horses, when they go eyeball to Nyquist, hopefully Mohaymen does this too, I think they get a little intimidated. I wouldn't trade place with anybody, so hopefully this will be the first of many runs with Mohaymen. I think the East Coast, West Coast showdown is awesome.
Another classy performance from Nyquist, remains unbeaten.
I'm confident in Nyquist winning this race because he's already traveled.
Nyquist has taken the lead.
He's gone to Kentucky and faced the world's best 2-year-olds.
It's a good horse. I'm just very blessed.
And I'm confident come April 2nd, he can fly to Florida, settle in good, And if we get lucky enough to win, we might be a little obnoxious in the winner's circle.
I'm very confident in Mohaymen going to the Florida Derby because it's a mile and an eighth, and he won going a mile and an eighth in November as a 2-year-old.
It was so impressive because it was such a long, extended run.
The distance should not be a problem. He loves the racetrack.
And the jockey is Junior Alvarado.
And Junior has eased up on the last 2 times, so there's plenty left in the tank.
Entering the winner's circle is number 3, Mohaymen.
So finding out that Nyquist was coming to the Florida Derby, we're not going to change our plans at all. And we feel like we have home court advantage because Nyquist has to travel across the country and run on a racetrack that he's never been on before. Mohaymen, he's bigger, stronger horse. We have a lot of respect for Nyquist, but like I said, we're very confident.
Mohaymen was first.
And this horse is the real deal.
There are no flaws in his game.
You could pick any 5 horses and put them out in an open pasture, and within minutes you'll get a pecking order. There's a leader instantly, there's a second leader, and I really think if you put Nyquist and Mohaymen out on a pasture, I think Nyquist would get to the feed tubs first.
A packed house in the winner's circle there to greet the undefeated Nyquist.
The Florida Derby is the best day of the year. We wait for it all year. Can't wait.
Florida Derby is the richest handle day for a Triple Crown prep in the country.
I can't think we could be any luckier. Nyquist, Mohaymen, in a battle, it's just going to be royal.
To be a top-rated Triple Crown prep and to have the 2 Kentucky Derby favorites running at your facility, you know, it's just one of those racing dreams.
You've got this great horse from Santa Anita, this great horse from running at Gulfstream all year, battling it out before the Derby is fantastic.
I think anytime you can say that you have your 2 Kentucky Derby favorites running in the same race, I think that, you know, a $30 million day is really what we're looking for.
Emotions of winning the Kentucky Derby are hard to explain. For a few minutes, maybe a few hours, you feel like you're the king of the world.
Here's the wire. I'll have another. Has won the Kentucky Derby.
This is officially to tell you that I'll have another is retired.
It's extremely disappointing, and I feel so sorry for the whole team. We've had such an amazing run.
After winning the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness, it was very hard on the industry, hard on, you know, the owner and Doug to have to scratch on the day before the Belmont Day.
American Pharaoh and Victor Espinoza have won the Kentucky Derby.
Kiaran, what he's done with Frost has been amazing, and he was every bit good enough to win the Derby. A lot of good horses that have been tangled up in trouble or one thing, you know, just didn't go right. A lot of years, the best horse doesn't win. Today is work day. You're eager to jump out of bed and get here. You just want to make sure the big horse ate up well and is ready to go. You know, with Nyquist, it's obviously a very unique situation.
Woo! Here we go!
You know, he's very fit. He's doing really well, so just trying to maintain what we have. Perfect. So 15s to the half, 49. Good galloper. Okay. Here we go. Shake and bake, shake and bake. Here comes the big boy right here. So a lot of thoughts go through your head on work day. A lot of good horses that have been tangled up in trouble or one thing, you know, just didn't go right, and you start worrying because you've seen crazy things happen. So it can be very nerve-wracking.
Mohaymen's getting ready to work, so you get a little nervous and anxious, but basically for me, I'm just looking for a nice, smooth work and keep him, you know, happy and everything go well, not any loose horse or any excitement we don't need in the morning. Good, Roger? Horses likes routine. They're creatures of habit, so we definitely have our routine, and we adjusted a little bit with him lately.
Before I work a horse like Mohaymen, you get nervous sometimes, you know, but with Mohaymen, it's just like, I'm excited, I'm pumped about getting on him and do our thing out there, you know? Because I know it's a lot of people watching, you know, and that horse is becoming like really famous.
All right, you ready? You just want a nice half mile in 48-ish. The track's been a little dull, a little dry lately because of the weather. And that's what you're worrying about and thinking about all the time is how's the track, how are we gonna work, hope everything goes smooth. You're thinking a lot of things, and also you hope Miguel's thinking the same things like, okay, let me jog off here, let me pick up my gallop here. I don't want to get involved in a race in the morning or company. Ryan, we're at the 4.5. We're not looking for anything too fast. You know, we know he's a fast horse and a runner, so we don't need 47s, but he does it often. At this time, you hope to keep him sound and healthy and happy, that's all.
Would you like the security of a 30-year fixed refi with our lowest payment possible? And an interest rate so low our lawyers won't let us say it on TV? Make the cash call at 855-890-CASH and see how much an interest rate starting under 3% will cut your monthly payment while still lowering your loan balance. All with no closing costs. That's right, no closing costs. None. That's 855-890-CASH. 855-890-CASH.
And that concludes our shift for today. The next time you're going to see Paul and I, it will be at the Florida Derby, April 2nd, one of the most anticipated showdowns leading up to the Kentucky Derby. Best in the West, Nyquist versus the best in the East, Mohaymen.
All right, we're in a break. You're clear.
By the way, you're not actually picking Nyquist.
Yeah, I am.
Why? Because he's got to travel 2,300 miles to go to Mohaymen's backyard.
Don't get me started on this.
What do you mean, don't get you started?
Dude, the Breeders' Cup race was way better than it was anyway.
Okay, as far as the Breeders' Cup.
So it doesn't matter.
It's a mile and a 16th. Mohaymen won the Remsen as a 2-year-old at a mile and an 8. And it's in his backyard.
As of right now, Mohaymen has no shot of getting Nyquist head up.
Mohaymen's here, everyone else is here.
What do you mean? Nyquist is already the champ.
What I'm saying is Mohaymen has already won at the distance. It's at his racetrack.
Floyd Mayweather has the belt, so somebody else has challenged him that has never fought him before he has it. He's better than him.
Actually, the Ronda Rousey comparison would have been better in your camp, but whatever.
I'll choke them all out, especially you.
I would say there's a buzz around here in the barn. Everyone is really excited about Mohaymen and what he could possibly be doing in the future. He's ran a great couple races here in Florida, and we all would really like to see him win, and we're all very excited.
Mohaymen is like the #1 right now. He's a type of horse that he's just getting better and better every single race, you know?
Mohaymen is the type of horse that makes you want to get up out of bed in the morning at 4 o'clock, which we do every day. He's very classy, very quiet, takes everything in stride. I mean, the way he's run with so much left in the tank, it's just so easy for him, you know, and hasn't really been challenged yet.
Mohaymen is one of the tank horses. Go back to his races, you know, he's just making everything so easy. I would say he's the best.
He took my breath away every time he runs in these graded stakes.
Mohaymen has taken over the lead.
He's just done everything right. He's got a great mind, great pedigree, great conformation, beautiful mover. He does things effortlessly. So it's just a special horse that I've not been around as a 3-year-old at this stage of his career.
Having Nyquist makes it so much easier to jump out of bed and come to the barn. You ready to go? Nyquist, you ready?
From the first time I brought him out, he just had a presence about him. He was just very, very athletic.
They come past the 16th, Nyquist at the rail.
He's a star. I think we saw that after his first race.
Nyquist won it.
We kind of all looked at each other and thought, I think we have another, I'll have another.
In the winner's circle, number 4, Nyquist.
Everything good, brother?
Everything good.
You know, you realize how blessed you are every day. He's such an amazing horse.
A smart horse. and he got a lot of class.
I feel like we have home court advantage a little bit because Nyquist has to travel across the country and run on a racetrack that he's never been on before. Hopefully it's a little bit of an advantage for Mohaymen on April 2nd.
I think it's going to be a good race, and we'll see how they both come out of it. But this is why we do this, you know, in hopes of winning the big races like this.
Mohaymen is the best horse on the East Coast. Nyquist is the best horse on the West Coast. You want to come to our house and run? Okay, we'll be ready for him.
Nyquist, he likes people. He does have a Facebook page, which he's had for about 6 months. We have quite a few followers on there that are totally behind him 100%. We post pictures, give updates, show videos of him galloping or training. Once or twice he gets somebody who's got something to say, but we're confident, we feel good, and we're not afraid.
When he's fed, he has to be in front. It's the same thing in the race. When he gets in front, he just doesn't want anybody to go by him.
I think if anybody comes up and wants to get in a dog fight with him, I think I like our dog that way.
Better than average on the outside, fair at best on the rail.
My job is to clock horses at Santa Anita Racetrack. I started in 1981. It's an unconventional way to make a living. 12-3. It's a dicey proposition. I mean, if you don't cash bets, it's not like there's a check waiting for you at the end of the week. That is your check.
They come around the top.
But when you make a good score off of the work you do in the morning, it's a very rewarding profession as well.
Get them up there in a 48-3.
It's not every year that you see the top two Derby horses having their last Derby prep against each other. And it is the most anticipated Derby prep in quite a while.
New summit out for a work for Ted West, I think.
And we're going to find out a lot when Nyquist runs against Mohaymen.
Wow, look at that. Nyquist takes the San Vicente.
California will be represented in this race by Nyquist.
I just think Nyquist is too talented.
No disrespect to the horses Mohaymen has ran against so far, but Nyquist will be his sternest challenge. And when he walks in the paddock at Gulfstream, I think he'll be a slightly bigger horse than Mohaymen.
13 is Nyquist, trained by Doug O'Neill.
The amount of trouble that he overcame to win the Breeders' Cup last year.
And they're off.
From the post position he was in was a very admirable performance.
Nyquist keeps striding forward in the final furlong. Nyquist in front. Nyquist to take it.
Obviously, Mohaymen is a talented horse. Obviously, he has home field advantage. But this horse just likes to win, and he knows the difference between practice and game day. You love to see a horse with killer instinct.
This showdown at Gulfstream could go down in history books. Mohaymen usually comes right at 6:30. It's sort of his time, so to speak. You've got two phenomenal racehorses. You kind of wish they hooked up Undefeated in the Kentucky Derby, but if one or the other wins, they're going to be stamped as the prohibitive favorite in the Kentucky Derby. I'm truly blessed to be able to watch these amazing animals do what they do on a day in and day out basis out here. It's like going to that ballpark and watching your favorite baseball player during batting practice, shagging fly balls. You get to learn their personalities, and Mohaymen has got a great personality. Whoever's in front, the other one's gonna go after at the half-mile pole. Mohaymen and Nyquist are really interesting because they're like Ali and Frazier. Nyquist is the Frazier, that quiet, confident kind of horse. My guess is they're going to try to sit off Nyquist. Mohaymen is not going to care too much for that. He's a headstrong colt. He'll do what he wants to do. Mohaymen is the elite type. You know, he's the one shadow boxing, running around here with his ears pricked and going all over the place. Very loud, you know, almost Ali-like. Mohaymen wins. He's got a chance to do something really special. Number one, be the first Tapit to win a Derby, and maybe be one of the best horses that we've seen in a very long time. The hype will be there, and that's what you want. You want people to become fans, and Mohaymen and Nyquist can make people become fans in this game.
Would you like the security of a 30-year fixed refi with our lowest payment possible? And an interest rate so low our lawyers won't let us say it on TV? Make the cash call at 855-890-CASH and see how much an interest rate starting under 3% will cut your monthly payment while still lowering your loan balance. All with no closing costs. That's right, no closing costs. None. That's 855-890-CASH. 855-890-CASH.
Most of my attention goes to my own stable, but being that I am in the Triple Crown chase and the Derby chase, yes, I do have an in-depth knowledge, I guess, of what's going on.
And here is Nyquist, looking for 4 in a row. Looks tremendous on the racetrack.
Nyquist is a great racehorse because he knows how to win.
And away they go. And Nyquist hopped out of there very smartly.
I've challenged him with 2 of my best horses, Swipe.
Swipe is coming fast. Nyquist calls on all his class. They hit and head for the wire. Nyquist was all hot, and Nyquist won it. Swipe was second.
And Exaggerator.
Exaggerator keeps trying him, but he cannot go with Nyquist.
I think it's 5 consecutive races now we've run second.
Nyquist takes the San Vicente.
And you can't underestimate his will to win. I have a lot of respect of the success of the horses that come from the West Coast. That's the reason why my stable is based in Southern California. So I think Nyquist, he's the winner. He's got that will to win. I know Mohaymen is all the talk of the town, but just the things that I've seen in comparison, I love Nyquist in this race.
Well, I think it's great for Gulfstream to have a race where you have 2 undefeated colts coming in, with Mohaymen sort of being the East Coast representative.
Mohaymen pulls away.
Of Nyquist, the West Coast.
Another classy performance from Nyquist, remains unbeaten.
Anytime in sports where you have 2 undefeateds going at it, then you add the flavor of the East Coast versus the West Coast, and Kiaran McLaughlin versus Doug O'Neill, and 2 really good horses going to battle sort of before the big dance, which a lot of times you'd see most trainers try to avoid that situation.
Edging away from Sharp Azteca, Zulu and John Velasquez will get it done.
Well, you probably never want to take either one of them on, Nyquist or Mohaymen, but for my own stable, we tried Mohaymen with Zulu and the Fountain of Youth, and I thought we ran very well.
And they're into the stretch, and it's Mohaymen pulling away from Zulu.
But when he turned for home from the grandstand, you could visibly see him just lower down to another level.
And Mohaymen remains unbeaten, winning the Fountain of Youth over Zulu,
which was impressive. So in this case, we might look to duck Mohaymen and Nyquist with our best horses.
Mohaymen forced Johnny Velasquez on Zulu to make that move before John ever wanted to.
I think in this case, we just have 2 very good horses.
Nyquist remains unbeaten.
But anytime you're racing at home over a track you've already run over twice like Mohaymen is, it gives you a bit of an advantage.
Nyquist's workout patterns has been pretty routine. Johnny Garcia is such a huge part of the success of Nyquist.
What's up, boys? How are you guys?
The continuity of horse and rider is often not talked about as much as it should.
I was nervous, it's sometimes in the morning it's funny,
Johnny's just warmed up, backed up to the 5/8 pole. Now he's gonna leave the pony here in a few seconds, and he's gonna go 1 mile, wire to wire. Really what we're looking for is kind of an accelerated gallop. We're looking for him to settle, and we're looking for a good finish. Enough to where we can walk him tomorrow and he's not going to be bouncing off the wall. So, take a little bit of energy out of him. But again, so much of it's out of your control. He's He's been working religiously on a weekly basis, working strong. It's very deceiving how brilliant of speed he has.
Really good, yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
I got him at 146 and change, last eighth, and 11 and 3.
After the wear, he's doing good, super. Feel good, feel really strong, and feel comfortable.
Hi, Johnny. No, I like the track. He freaking love it. That was perfect, perfect.
When you're working a big horse like Nyquist, just try to spread out the nerves and keep everything prepared. Make sure we have a plan.
Work went great, really good. Finished up strong, very happy.
So far it's been working and very happy with the way things are coming together.
Yeah, he's a good one. To do what he did, he's hardly drank any water. That's a good sign. Sign of a fit horse. 101 and 2, the official time.
Basically, for me, I'm just looking for a nice, smooth work. Mohaymen is on my mind 24/7. I go to sleep, I wake up in the middle of the night sometimes thinking about how's the track going to be to work and how's he doing, and every day, all the time, I'm thinking about Mohaymen. How's that team at the 8th pole looking? I'm very confident in Mohaymen going to the Florida Derby because he just does everything right. He's so smart and well-behaved. He has a great mind. He does his job well, and he makes my job easy, and the exercise riders easy, and the jockeys easy. So it's been fun so far. 49 and 2. Today's work was excellent. It was 49 and 2, but it was over a dull racetrack that they had troubles keeping water on it enough. 49 and 2, it's perfect. Normally would be 48 flat. He worked very well, came back great. That's all we're looking for. Might be black ladder, 49 and 2. Good, Miguel?
Mohaymen worked today just a half a mile, just like a maintenance half a mile. Track was plain, not too fast, it was slow. But he really did it easy, you know. That's when he showed you the type of horse that he don't really matter how the track is, whatever. He's gonna improve, you know. He's gonna do his thing because that's what he do, you know. He's a really professional horse. He does everything easy, really easy.
Immortality.
Nyquist from the West Coast.
A super strong, powerful horse, has a great fight and energy in him.
He's a real contender for the Kentucky Derby.
Perfection.
Mohaymen is like an awesome horse. He's a winner.
Nyquist is definitely in trouble because Mohaymen is certainly the beast of the East.
That is what's on the line in the Florida Derby.
Mohaymen's going to win the Florida Derby, and it's going to vault him to be the favorite for the Kentucky Derby.
It's the beginning of a potentially historic rivalry.
All about the West Coast. Nyquist, we're going to take home the Florida Derby.
Mohaymen has the best advantage.
Only one of these horses can enter the Kentucky Derby starting gate with a flawless record.
My gut tells me Mohaymen.
Until someone beats him, Nyquist is the way to go.
I don't think Nyquist will ever win over here on the East Coast.
I'm absolutely confident in Nyquist's chances in the Florida Derby.
Nyquist got no shot coming to Florida Derby. No shot.
Don't miss this epic battle in the Florida Derby.
Go Nyquist.
Mohaymen is going to kick ass.
Saturday, April 2nd, live on TVG.